Heather Bird, AmaZing Z, Run for Down Syndrome. And this is sort of a collab. I don't know about collab, but at least, Case was helping out, from what I understand, a little bit.
We buy the pizzas.
You buy the pizzas.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it.
No, Case is one of the reasons it's even exists.
Okay. Well, good. Should we start there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's start there. Heather, what is the AmaZing Z Run for Down Syndrome? And we have Zeke here.
Yeah.
Zeke is here. Zeke is your son?
Yeah. Zeke is my son. He's 7. He has Down syndrome. And the run is a 3.21K, which is important because Down syndrome occurs when there are 3 copies of the 21st chromosome.
Wow.
So most of us only have 2 copies of every chromosome. Zeke has 3 copies of the 21st.
Okay.
And World Down Syndrome Day is on March 21st, 3/21, because of that.
Okay.
And so we host this race, run, walk. It's really just a fun run.
Yeah.
Every year, either on World Down Syndrome Day or around the day, to raise money for a couple organizations that support people with Down syndrome.
How old, Zeke?
7.
7. Okay, so the money, when you raise the funding for, what's it go towards?
So the first organization is called Ruby's Rainbow, and they provide scholarships to adults with Down syndrome that are going to college. And they're pretty significant.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's different levels, I guess. Like some Down syndrome kids can go to college. Can all go to college, or how does that work?
It's just like anybody else.
Okay.
I mean, it's unlike autism. Down syndrome is not a spectrum. You either have an extra chromosome or you don't.
Gotcha.
But there may be various levels of ability, just like any other person. So some go to college. I think people are pretty surprised to hear that. I think I was probably pretty surprised when I heard that. We didn't know Zeke had Down syndrome until he was born. And, when they tell you, we think your son has Down syndrome, it's not always the best, the most positive information that they're giving you. I mean, they're telling you all the potential medical problems and all the delays he's going to have and all the gazillion therapies you're going to have to do. And
you just had a baby.
Right.
And
you just want to hear congratulations, right?
Right. And then they hit you with all this information, and that's a little stressful.
Right. So, yeah, it was hard, and we were getting just bombarded with all this, frankly, negative stuff. And I came across Ruby's Rainbow, and they were posting story after story of all these kids and adults with Down syndrome doing all kinds of amazing things. I mean, following their dreams, accomplishing goals, just like the rest of us. And so I knew I just wanted to be able to give back to them because, they're doing important work and,
So the race is a fundraiser. And what's the date again?
This year it's on March 26th.
26th. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do people get involved, and can anybody run it, or what?
Yep. Anybody can run it. You can go to amazingz.org to register. The registration fee is also $21 for the 21st chromosome. We hold it at St. Joseph Catholic High School. The run starts in the parking lot and goes along a trail at the base of the mountain. So it's a pretty run, and
that's such a great spot.
it's awesome. Yeah.
And not just because it's just up the street, although that helps.
Yeah.
From where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. I love that spot. Great choice. Great choice
Thank
of
you.
locations.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's only 2 miles, so anybody can do it. You can walk 2 miles. You can run it if you're a runner.
Now, how many times what edition is this year?
7th.
7th.
Oh, it's been doing it a
Each year.
while.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's changed? What's evolved? What's the plan for this year that you didn't do last year?
It's really been 7 years?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Zeke was 1 the first time we did it. So yeah, this is the 7th year. One of the things that's changed this year is we will have a DJ. So Zeke loves to dance and he doesn't really love to run. So I was like, we might as well get a DJ and have a little dance party after. And so that's one thing that's changed. It's kind of evolved over the years. The first year.
Does Zeke like ice cream?
Yes,
I want to see it evolve, all these things that he likes. There's an ice cream truck now. He's got a DJ now.
Yep.
There's a petting zoo up here next year.
Space shuttle.
Yep.
I'm loving the direction.
That's kind of my vision. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. We also donate to a second organization that's called Reese's Rainbow. Just coincidence that they both had rainbow in the name, but Reese's Rainbow donates money to, they provide grants to families who are adopting kids with special needs internationally. So that first year we had raised enough money to provide a scholarship to somebody, to an adult through Ruby's Rainbow. And then I came across a post of a family that was raising money for an adoption, and their son was the exact same age as Zeke. And it just broke my heart thinking that, you know, if Zeke was in an orphanage for the first year of his life. And so we've been able to donate to 6 families over the last 6 years that have adopted kids with Down syndrome from Ukraine, China, India. I think those are the 3.
That's angels. Those people are angels.
Yeah.
What?
So clearly, when you started this program, you knew exactly what you were doing. Right? I always like to hear about those initial steps where, especially after 7 years of successes, you know, and these are amazing stories, you know, success stories. But if we were to go back to that very first one, what'd you learn right away? Like, obviously, you made it to year 2, so that was great. But I want to hear about that first year.
So, I mean, Case was really instrumental in the first year, honestly. Case is Zeke's godfather. You know, I just had this idea that I wanted to raise some money for Ruby's Rainbow. If you raise enough money, then they'll grant somebody's scholarship in your name. So we could grant one in Zeke's name. We get to meet the recipient and all this. But I was like, there's no way we're going to raise enough money the first year. And I was on the board of Ogden Pub Runners at the time with Case, and he said, well, even if we just have a few of us, like at least it's a couple $100, so let's just do it. So we thought, even if only 5 of us show up.
I love that about Case, by
Yeah.
the way. He just does things, just goes for it.
Yep. And we did. I mean, we just went for it, and it wasn't 5 people. I mean, it's $3,000 you have to raise for a scholarship. We raised over 3,000, and that's where the excess went to Reese's Rainbow for the adoption. So
I love that the square root of so much goodness in this town has been the pub runners group of people.
Absolutely.
There's something very special about that group right there. I think maybe it has to do with this right
With the
here,
beer.
but there is something special with that group.
You got to lubricate it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can.
So with the success of year
Persuasion.
1 and raising that $3,000, that sort of magical number that you're like, there's no way I can get to that number. And so does that mean that you immediately knew that you wanted to do again? Or is this something that, you know, is it become more and more of your life each year?
yeah, it has. Well, and I always, you know, we always want to beat our previous year.
Of
so
course.
It's kind of a goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first year, I mean, I handmade race medals, and like we've evolved to have real race medals and real shirts. And, you know, the first year was just thrown together, but we've, evolved in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Last
How
year,
special is a homemade medal? That's amazing.
I know. Yeah.
I love
Yeah, I'm
it
almost
so
like
much.
time to go back to that.
Well, and
I know, I might have to.
and I wear my gear. It's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
good looking. So, you know.
Oh, so that's a
Z.
t-shirt. Yeah, Z, amazing.
That's a good looking hoodie. I love that.
I got one underneath, different design, but
Of course you do.
So it's the amazing Z, look, Z, amazing Z, run for Down syndrome. Zeke have brothers and sisters?
Yep. He has 3 older brothers.
Older brothers.
Older brothers. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you were used to at least having kids at first.
Yeah.
So that was good, because the experience of having now, because that's daunting. So if your first child is Down syndrome, that's probably a little bit added, not knowing what the heck you're doing as a
Right.
first time parent. So
Yeah.
at least you weren't a first time parent. But I thought there were tests that they did prior to someone being born that you would know in advance if your child was down. But I guess not.
No, they do. You
They
can.
do.
Yep.
But sometimes they don't catch it, I guess.
Well, we didn't test.
Oh, you
so,
didn't test. Got you. Okay.
They'll usually catch it. I mean,
Okay.
I guess there's a chance that they won't. I mean, there's certain countries that everybody does it, and then, you know, there's a
Gotcha.
few like false negatives. But no, I mean, we didn't test, and we said, I mean, so what if they come
'Cause
back and tell us he has Down syndrome?
Yeah, it's
What
not
are we
going
gonna do?
to change your mind anyway. So.
And, you know, the doctors tell you, he said the only reason to do it is, you know, if you're going to terminate, which we're not,
Yeah.
or if you just want time to prepare. And,
Sure.
you know, we didn't even, I mean, it's historically, or, I mean, often it's with older parents. So if you're over 35, then they'll suggest to be to have the test. But it happens more and more often now with first time moms and younger moms. And so, I mean, it wasn't even really a conversation for us. It was, just, do you want to do prenatal testing? And we didn't. So,
all right. So Todd was talking about this movie the other day about the snowboarder who hit his head. He was the one competing with Flying Tomato. What's his name? At the time, Sean White. He was, and he hit it. Remember, and he hit his head on a ramp in Park City.
Right.
And
yes.
but in his family, he had a Down syndrome brother who was very supportive, and it was a blessing. And the kid was a uber athlete, right? And then, but having that grounding personality in the home was helpful after his injury. So I'm just wondering, what's it like living? Zeke's got brothers, and how do the brothers help the community or the inside the house and that little unit there become helpful to everyone, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they help out, his oldest brother, Ricky, I mean, he loves him, and he can get Zeke to talk more than the rest of us can. He'll get him to, play ball and all that kind of stuff. But really, I would say it's the reverse. Zeke's kind of taught our family more than the rest of us have really taught him, to enjoy the little things and slow down. Where I was
going with that, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it takes him a lot longer to do, things that come quickly to other kids. And so every little thing is a big celebration, and it's just taught us to enjoy the little things and slow down and enjoy life. And sometimes it's frustrating when you're trying to walk up the hill in the wind and you're like, come on, kid.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And there are fish being thrown.
Throwing his fish around. And
But that's for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
When people start throwing fish, it's out the door.
Like the candy fish? Like the cracker fish, or like real? What are you talking about? Real fish?
His favorite thing are these, they're actually pool toys, like dive toys. They're these little flimsy fish that, flip when you put them in the water, and he uses them kind of as like a sensory toy. So he just shakes them. We have tons of them. And
well, the advent of fidgets, I mean, they're everywhere. Does he like those?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I mean,
and he has a lot of sensory
kids
needs,
do,
but yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So when you raise the money for the nonprofits, and how does the money help a family? Like, what does that do for somebody like you?
So the families that we give it to, in particular, we've raised a ton of money for individual families that are going through the adoption process. So it's roughly $40,000 to do an international adoption for special needs children.
Yeah, that's not cheap.
No. So it's helped them a ton. They're all doing all kinds of fundraisers all the time. So when we can walk up and say, here's $8,000-10,000, and they're always in shock that, most of the times, I mean, in all cases, I didn't know the family before we donated to them. And so then we become, close, and they can't believe that we would just as a stranger offer this much,
Have you stayed in contact with some of these people?
Yeah. The second little girl that we donated to, her name's Hannah. She was adopted from China. She came to the third race, and they're coming again this year, I think. So, and in fact, Zeke's in a little theater program in Centerville, and she's also in the same program with them. So we get to see her, every week. So it's fun.
Are there countries that have kids that get adopted more than other countries? I guess because China is, we don't really know what goes on over there necessarily, but I guess are they like trying to ship out Down syndrome? Is that what they're literally doing over there?
I don't know that I'd say they're trying to ship them out. Either it's not really accepted in society to keep a kid with Down syndrome. Even if a parent wants to. It sounds
so harsh. I
know it does.
Ugh.
It's awful, but some parents really do want to keep their child, but they're just not set up that way. If they have a lot of medical issues, they just can't afford it. So sometimes it's a financial or a medical needs that prompt them to have to give their child up. Other times it's just it's just not something that's accepted. And so there are a lot of orphanages that are full of kids with Down syndrome. I know I know of families that have adopted from Bulgaria. Ukraine's pretty common. China's common. The person we donated to last year just adopted a little girl from India.
And what's the age range? Like, is there a cutoff, or it doesn't matter, or how does that work?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, like I think it's pretty common for families that are adopting to want a baby. But there's kids at all ages over there, and it's really sad. In some orphanages, some kids, if they're over full, if they're filling up, if the kid hits 5, I think it is in some cases, they'll put them in an adult institution. So, I mean, you look at Zeke 7, he's pretty small for a 7-year-old. He kind of looks like a toddler, and then they're taking 5-year-olds and putting them in, just because they don't have the space. And so, yeah.
Speaking of Zeke, we got to get to know Zeke just a little bit better. So I think I would like to ask a question of his godfather here. You got to tell me a Zeke story. Give me a Zeke story. It can be, related to this run, this fundraiser, or it could be related to pool toys.
Because Zeke is here, but he's busy.
Yeah,
He's busy.
exactly. I would be more than happy to hang with him. Yeah.
How's he doing? Good.
He's got his fish. He's good.
He's got his fish.
Sure. Let's go. Yeah, like this. Well, I want to talk about the dance company
Oh, yes.
show from Christmas.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that Hannah's in. Hannah's doing it with him this next year. So.
Yeah. Zeke was also throwing things that day, from stage.
Yes, he was.
So, but of course, to great applause.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, to great applause. But it was
3D. It was a 3D program is what it was.
It was 3D.
People pay a lot of money for that.
You get in the front row, you get a fish tossed your way. No, it was fabulous, and it was really, really cool to see because they take a lot of time with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of time. Like they start rehearsing for quite a while.
Yeah, when the school year starts, they start. So it was, early September for the Christmas show.
Yeah,
once a week.
It's like singing and dancing, or what's the?
Yeah.
And fish.
And fish.
Well,
Actually,
like the octopus in Love Actually. First octopus.
First octopus.
Yeah.
Funny that you say that because the spring show is Finding Nemo. And Zeke will be thrilled. Yeah. Last Christmas was
He's
Elf,
thrilled. He's actually the one that's programming it.
Yes,
I see it.
yeah. The director. But they're gonna change the name, Finding and Tossing Nemo.
Yeah, of course.
That'll be
Jeez.
Nemo grows up a little faster.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That just all coming off him throwing fish on the way in. Because Heather's the first thing she said was, he keeps throwing his fish. So.
I'm so glad that he's actually playing with them right now.
Yeah.
Wish we could all see that right now. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't have a camera out there, unfortunately, but maybe you'll bring him in here. And
I thought so.
never
Like
know.
you bring him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So what can we do?
Tell people to participate, right?
Yeah. You can register at amazingz.org. And yeah, all the information's there. And
it's fun. Last year was big. And Heather's got such an amazing support crew of friends and family that really put together this. Last year felt like a really big event. Even that was just 1 year after the COVID year. What did we do during the COVID year?
We didn't, because it fell, that year we were doing it on World Down Syndrome Day, so it was the 21st. And
it was
stuff.
right there. Yeah, that's right.
Which sucked. And then the second year we decided not to do it too. I think there was a surge of COVID or something, so we didn't do it.
21.
Mm-hmm. So last year was the first year back.
Was it really? Yeah.
And it was snowy and cold and awful, but
but it worked.
they let us use the gym at St. Joe, which was great.
Nice.
Tons of people came still. So
yeah, lots of fun.
yeah, it was great.
It probably might be snowy this year
Maybe
or rainy.
let's hope not.
I know.
It's gonna go like this, like 40s and 50s, rain, snow, and then June's gonna hit and it's gonna be 90, and we're not gonna know what to do with ourselves.
Right.
Welcome to Utah.
Yeah, it's a fun event. Register, come out, run a little bit. There's always been the range of runners from 2-year-olds to Mrs. J.
It's at
Mrs.
length
J,
that
80-something.
anyone can do. You can walk.
Yeah.
There's lots of walkers,
Lots of
little kids. It's really fun for the kids because the kids, everybody gets a race medal, so they love it,
And it's such a closed course that the kids can just go and nobody really worries about them. because it's just out on the.
It's not a road, right?
Yeah, it's a utility trail behind the
Utility
school,
trail. Okay.
which is always blocked off.
Is that dirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a raffle after. I mean, people hang out after, eat pizza. We do a raffle. We'll have the DJ this time. So it's just kind of, fun hanging out. See some of the kids with Down syndrome that have been adopted. And
So now that you're an events manager, you want to do more events, or is one enough? One and done. One a year.
I've thought about doing something in October because October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, but my life's a little busy right now, so I'm not looking forward to it too soon. But
events are so much work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of planning that goes into them, and so it's these race directors that have multiple races that they do. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
I love planning it, but
it's addicting, and so it's fun when it's over. You're like, that was such a great thing, and then you want to do more, just not right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you thought like, oh, maybe I'm good at this. Maybe we should do more of that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I have thought about, with the whole doing what Zeke likes, I'm like, I'm going to just create a big dance party in October instead of a run. And maybe it will evolve over time. Zeke's birthday is also in October. So I'm like, it could just be a birthday party, but
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I would love a big dance party. That would be great. I think we could find a spot in this very building for something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a treat. That would be great. Oh, I can't wait to see with the DJ. Did you have a DJ last year, you said?
No, we haven't had a DJ.
So this is the
ever.
first year with the DJ. Okay, that's
going
to be a ball to see.
They did Zeke's school. He's just in a traditional kindergarten class that doesn't have a lot of special ed resources, actually none. And so he's the only kid in the school with Down syndrome. And so they did they wear uniforms, but they did a fundraiser for this event where they could wear free dress if they, paid $3 or something. But on that day, they decided to do a dance party for him during recess in the gym. And they just, blasted music through a speaker, but he loved it. So
you should ask Clay to do that.
Yeah.
The free dress thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kids will pay for that stuff.
I know.
Yeah. Or have them do the highest bidder. They could be the freest dresser. I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll pay a lot of
The freest.
Yeah.
You get to wear the
What is the
crazies.
freest dresser?
I don't know. But they'll pay for it. You should ask Clay because it's at the high school.
Yeah.
And we could put up posters at it's coming around the corner.
Yeah, it is. But
But they easily, every Friday, it's just $3 for free dress. It goes to this. Kids will pay.
yeah,
Could
they
be
do.
extra
Yeah.
money.
This is the
kids
planning the event section of the show.
Yeah, we just do it. We just do it right on the podcast.
Yeah.
Kids
Any other
love
questions?
dress
Yeah,
down.
we'll take care of it.
By
Yeah.
the way, our kid goes to play. You pay $1, you dress down, and it always is for some fundraiser or something. So
Yeah.
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 this would be for Zeke's. And
Right.
Yeah.
See, it works.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm so glad you came in today. I'm so glad we met
Thanks
you.
for
and
having
Zeke.
me. I know. This is awesome.
Is there a website? How do we find more information?
Yep. AmazingZ.org.
Oh, that's easy. Amazing. How'd you get that one? Amazing, and then a Z.
Yep.
.org. Oh,
Yep.
nice. Good
Yeah.
job.
Thanks. I don't know.
Yeah.
AmazingZ.com I think was probably taken, but we went with org anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah.
Heather, if he feels like coming in later, have him come in so that he can do whatever he wants. It's Zeke's day.
Yeah.
We're just here to entertain.
And everybody wants to see the fish.
I'll bring him in. Let me grab it.
Yeah,
Very
we want to see the fish.